Hey friends, what's up? Philip here with Points of Phillip, and I'm actually coming to you once again because we have a really interesting chase confirmation-ish. So let's get into it, but before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys to like and subscribe. Doing that helps me and YouTube know that what I'm doing is helpful for you guys, but it also helps other people to see this video as well, which I really appreciate. If you already are a subscriber, thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's get into what's going on today. So in the Discord with Anthony Venture, user Umbrian discovered a backend Chase website. So it's a chase.com URL, and it's a terms and conditions agreement that, well, appears to confirm that everything we thought about the Chase Sapphire Reserve annual fee is correct. And so this is an actual finalized document that is public, live, on Chase's website. And so this document here, it's kind of the pricing information that you see whenever you take a look at. So like if you're mailed a credit card offer or something like that, it'll tell you your APR, annual fees, foreign transaction fees, things like that. And so basically one of the reasons why, now, despite the fact that there is no actual Sapphire branding on this page, essentially, basically, it confirms exactly what we've kind of been thinking about. So basically, this confirms that Chase is launching a card very soon that has the annual fee and the authorized user fee that's been rumored for the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And so essentially, it's not really that big of a leap to say this is essentially Chase confirming that the Chase Sapphire Reserve will become the most expensive premium credit card in the United States today. Well, other than the MasterCard Gold Card. But let's take a look at this. So this annual fee has this card that is present on Chase's website shows that a card will have an annual fee of $795, but then an authorized user fee of $195 each year. Now, this is going to be a little bit different from some of the other cards. So remember when we talked about the Venture X rumor, they were still going to be free authorized users, but those authorized users would have to pay $125 in order to be able to access the lounges. This is very similar to the American Express Platinum card, where you have to pay that money up front in order to actually get the authorized user card, but then presumably they do have access to the lounges. And so essentially this document confirms that that's what's going on. So the Chase Sapphire Reserve will now be, whenever it launches, predictably sometime this week, in the coming week rather, $795 annual fee, $195 for authorized users each year. Now, just to kind of back up our claim a little bit, it does require a $10,000 limit, which would be the minimum requirement of a credit line for it to be a Visa Infinite card, which is what the Chase Sapphire Reserve is. But also, it also has no foreign transaction fees. And so this kind of, based on these data points, it appears to be that this is the Chase Sapphire Reserve document. So apparently, Chase's website right now, I'll throw the link in the description below, confirms that the Chase Sapphire Reserve will have a $795 annual fee. Now, at this time, we have no other confirmed information, other than the fact that, essentially we know that, there's been some rumors of things and things like that. But let's take a look at kind of what the rumors have been so far and what we're expecting. So one that was most troubling is the fact that essentially, the 1.5 cent per point redemption rate in the Chase Travel Portal could be going away. We don't have any confirmation or denial of that being an actual fact yet. But let's get into some of the other rumors. And it seems like these multipliers are true, because some of these multipliers were actually confirmed in a Chase post talking about, it was a frequently asked questions post comparing the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And so these multipliers appear to have been confirmed. Let's take a look at it. That's 8 points per dollar on Chase travel bookings. So currently it's 10 points per dollar on hotels and cars and 5 points per dollar on flights. Now, if you want to do books, hotels, or flights directly, that's going to be 4 points per dollar. And then it's going to have 3 points per dollar on dining and then 1 point per dollar on everything else. Now, the thing that everyone was upset about originally, right, was the fact that the 3X in general travel categories was going away. And again, everything that we've seen appears to indicate that that is in fact going away. Now, some coupons are rumored to continue from the old Chase Sapphire Reserve, and that's going to be the $25 per month in DoorDash credits, the $120 DoorDash Dash Pass credit, and then the $10 per month Lyft credits. And so the Dash Pass is actually also a part of the Chase Sapphire Preferred. My wife recently got the 100,000 point offer on that card, and we now have Dash Pass, which is sad though, because my favorite Dash Pass, our DoorDash restaurant, actually shut down recently. So I haven't been using it as much as I had in the past. Now, the rumor currently is that the Chase Sapphire Reserve will also add additional coupons of $10 a month for Peloton, which presumably would go towards their, this is their subscription video service that you can use either with or without their bikes or treadmills. And then they also have a $250 twice annual, so $500 total Chase Edit credit. Now the Edit is a special collection of hotels directly that Chase kind of manages. It's kind of like Find Hotels and Resorts through Amex, but doesn't have as much of the benefits, so that's also a consideration. Now you also have $150 twice annual, so $300 total. Dining credit via Chase Sapphire Reserve tables. So it's kind of like, I guess, Amex's Resi system, where you kind of have a special access to a special collection of restaurants, and so that's a concern, or that's an interesting thing. So we'll see what that actually looks like. Now you have $150 twice annual StubHub credit, $300 per year. No indication what that actually will look like. But that's the next rumor. Now, here's the thing. You also have a $250 Apple TV Plus and Apple Music credit. Now, I'm not an Apple Music person. My wife is. I'm a Spotify person. Now, we could save some money by, changing our ecosystems. But, when you got your playlist saved, you got your playlist saved. So let's take a look at the spin bonus. So now, this card, if you spend $75,000 a year or more, at least according to the rumors now, just unconfirmed at this point. If you spend $75,000, you get a $500 Southwest credit, Southwest A-list status, which is their lower tier of status, and then the IHG Diamond status, and then a $250 credit with the shops. And so now you can say that's not a lot. Also, what's going on with Southwest? Presumably, if you're spending $75,000 a year on Chase, you may not need the Southwest. You may not want to fly with Southwest, but it's interesting. It's there. But it's also important to note, too, that the American Express Platinum card, the only thing you get when you spend $75,000 or more in a year on that card is you just get free lounge guests at the Centurion Lounge and Sky Club lounges, too, for that matter. So interesting rumors. I'm not quite sure, where we're going to go. The official word or the unofficial word is that we're going to learn a lot more on Tuesday of this week. So I'll see you in a couple days to talk about more breaking news. But right now, this website is interesting. It appears it's on Chase's actually official website. It's live and it's still up too, which is interesting. But also, include a screenshot here as well. And then, so you can see that in case the website of the description goes down. So now I also want to talk about an interesting other Chase rumor. So there is a terms and conditions, kind of the same kind of leak going around of a pending business card that has a $299 annual fee. Now, there currently isn't a Chase business card with that exact annual fee. And somebody actually brought up a great point, that the fact that most of Chase's annual fees end in 0 or 5. So it seems interesting. We're not really quite sure what's going on with that, but I did want to at least mention it. And, we can learn more about what's going on there too. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me, and I can't wait to talk to you again until next time.